Hello and welcome back to another episode of Bailey Bones. Today we're going to talk about cultivating a life that you love and just in general being grateful, cultivating happiness, finding the things that set your heart on fire and make you feel good and alive. Today's episode is dedicated to my Aunt Camry. She said such nice, sweet things last time I saw her about watching my videos, and it just made my heart happy. So Camry, thank you. Your words meant way more than you'll ever know, and I so appreciate you. We've had a very busy month, and honestly, I hit a bit of a drag. I was not motivated and feeling very discontent. A lot was going on at my 9-to-5 job that was really frustrating and sad, and it's just been kind of a lot. But I know that it's not major changes, it's small changes, it's small decisions, and that is what I'm after. So it all started with a single decision to stop hating my body. I mean, don't get me wrong, I wasn't exactly running marathons or bench pressing refrigerators before, and let's be real, it's still not happening. But I was tired of looking in the mirror and thinking, ugh, you know that feeling, right? Especially postpartum, things just felt like I wasn't myself. I didn't fully recognize myself, and I think a lot of people find themselves in that situation, so I decided that I needed a change. So I've been implementing small habits every day rather than trying to tackle gigantic, huge changes. And I can honestly say it's been a life changer. So turns out working out can actually be fun. Who knew? It's like I used to see exercise as this form of punishment, for eating too much or not moving enough or certain size dress or pants, whatever. But now it's more like a celebration. Every squat, every push-up, okay, maybe some of them, is me telling my body, hey, I love you. Thank you for carrying me through life. Let's make sure we're strong enough to keep going. And this has been what I would recommend as one of the top things that has helped to change my mindset from more of a punishment place to a place of celebration. I read a quote a very long time ago, but it stuck with me, and it has said, it's hard to hate a body that you're taking care of. And I think that is so poignant. Showing love, showing care, taking time to do the things you enjoy. It's such a good feeling. And it's one of the things I've grown to love daily. Just like organizing. So cleaning, meditative, almost. Don't get me crazy. I'm not exactly Marie Kondo here, but when you start to see your home as a space that nurtures you, something just clicks. It's like, okay, let's make this a place where I want to be. And who doesn't love a cozy corner with blankets and unnecessary pillows that are comfy? Also, let's not forget plants. I've become, that person, plant lady. I have a few survivors, and the others, we won't talk about them. But having that life around me, it's a game changer. A little green here, a little oxygen there. Boom, instant happiness boost. Including a daily ritual of lighting a candle while I clean to add this cozy space, serene environment. It feels like I'm in a Nora Ephron film, or I also love getting flowers. I've started to do that every couple weeks. Really, when the flowers die, I will swap them out for something alive and green. And that gets me to my next goal next year when we have the growing weather, is making our own flower garden. I think I'm just looking forward to the idea of having more life, more green in the house. Another great quote that I really wish I could remember who said it was something about when you're feeling low, how easy it is to, well, really, it's like there's a seductive comfort in feeling hopeless. It saves you from ambiguity, and it has an answer for every question. And that's usually, there's just no point, right? That's something we kind of fall into believing. But hope, on the other hand, or looking forward, positivity, is messy. There's always a chance that things might work out, and then if they do, we have things to do. We must really try to weather that possibility of happiness as less of a burden and more of a blessing. I think that's something we often forget to do, but I am doing my darndest to try and remember it. We've also been in another full swing of decluttering, which always makes me feel so happy. Declutter your mind and your heart and your home, and you've got to let go of the heaviness that weighs you down. You can do this in a way that makes your life both simple but quite significant. It's not an all or nothing kind of deal. As you notice, our house is not perfect. Like, life isn't perfect. Nobody's life is perfect. But if you weather the storm and you try to stay hopeful, you'll notice that things start to go your way. A lesson I'm continuously learning every single day. And the thing is, this whole journey, it's about gratitude. Not the kind of gratitude where you're like, fine, I guess I'm grateful, but the kind that makes you pause and say, wow, look what I already have. My body, my home, the little moments. It's wild how shifting your focus can shift your whole mood. So now, every day, I take a moment to write down a few things I'm grateful for. I've started a journal, and it's just changed my perspective and mood, honestly. Sometimes it's big stuff, like my health. Other times it's tiny, like my morning coffee or the way the sunlight hits my favorite chair. But when you start adding up those moments, that is where the magic happens. And yes, part of the journey is keeping things clean and organized, but let me be clear, I'm not trying to live in a Pinterest board, okay? I'm trying to make my space feel good, like me, a little bit messy, a little quirky, clean, full of love, full of intentional design, full of things that I absolutely love, not just like or feel obligated to keep. It's changed the way that I feel about our home. But hey, this is just a typical day. This is showing you that most of the time there's stuff that's out that needs to be put away. And I wouldn't say we're super messy people, but we always shoot for progress, not perfection. I think we have this idea that everyone else has it figured out and they know what they're doing, and we're doing it wrong somehow if it's not emulated the exact same way. But growing up where I did, the mentality and the shift was definitely keeping up with the Joneses, where you had to have the latest and greatest, and you have to fit in, and you don't want to stand out too much, but you do want to stand out a little bit. And I'm here to showcase that that's just not real life. Like, look at this. This is daily. This is a house that is used and loved. And it means, messy dishes mean that I have delicious home-cooked meals. The biggest lesson that I've learned through all of this is that you don't need to overhaul your entire life to feel better. You just need to start somewhere. Whether it's moving your body in a way that feels good or turning your home into a space that feels like a hug when you walk in the door, it's about small changes, the little moments of gratitude. So while I'm in this phase of self-discovery and engaging myself in a way that is physical and mental and emotional, trying to better myself, trying to create a life that I am super, super proud of, I will give you one piece of advice, and that is something I heard and I loved and it stuck with me. Don't sabotage your identity trying to name it. You can let it be undefined and permeable and mixed. You can be peculiar. All you need to do is be unapologetically authentic, true to yourself. Be at peace with being unprecedented, with not fitting in anywhere or being slightly adrift. It's okay to not have yourself perfectly figured out, to have a box that you fit in and fits you. You can be whoever you want to be. And that's like the beautiful thing in this world, is you can create the life that fits you best and live, unconcerned with who people think you are or who think you are a certain way. You don't have to worry about that mess because it's not yours. There's really not a map for this perfect life. It doesn't exist. There's nothing that tells you from point A to B you need to do these things and you'll create success in yourself. It's an unpredictable world that we live in, and there's not really a way to make a master plan. Really, you can only gauge whether you're on a meaningful path or not. So let me reclaim this. Here we go. The right next move for you is the one that brings you steps closer to living your core values. And I try to do this by imagining the woman that I want to be. I often think of what her daily life is and her habits. What routine would she start? And then I just begin doing those things, those routines. I start building them step by step, day by day. You don't just become this person by magic or by wishing really hard. You have to start by building her or him. Whatever your goal is here, you just have to focus on that first step. navigating who you want to be, what's important to you, what needs to change. Are there things that you could be grateful for now that you have without having to jump onto the next trend? This is something that, again, I'm practicing, but I hope this is a little bit helpful because I know I'm working my best at it as well. Hope you have a great day. I'm still on this journey, I'm still learning, but I can honestly say that I'm happier, more grateful, more connected to myself and the life that I'm creating. So if you're watching this and feel like you want that too, trust me, you can have it. You just have to start small and watch what happens. I want to thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you like this video, you can hit the like button or subscribe, or not, totally your call, and let me know in the comments what you are grateful for today. After all, we're all in this together. I'd love to hear about your journey, and I will see you next time.